Warriors reportedly increased offer to Jonathan Kuminga, but staring contest continues as deadline approaches. Deadlines have a tendency to spark activity, and with the start of NBA training camps now just 2 weeks away, and with the October 1st deadline for restricted free agents to accept their team's qualifying offers just 1 week beyond that, we're starting to get rumblings of some movement in the long stagnant stalemate between the Golden State Warriors and forward Jonathan Kuminga. Over a quiet summer, both team and player remain dug into their respective positions. Kuminga has sought either a lucrative long-term extension in Golden State that signals a pathway to a starting job and a starring role, or a sign-and trade to an interested suitor willing to provide him with such an extension and path. According to multiple reports, both the Suns and Kings had designs on giving Kuminga a multi-year deal to slot into their starting lineups. Golden State General Manager Mike Dunleavy Jr., however, reportedly wasn't interested in the trade proposals that Phoenix and Sacramento had pitched the Warriors for Kuminga's services. The Warriors, in turn, have wanted to bring Kuminga back on a shorter, less lucrative pact, a reported 2-year $45 million standing offer with a team option on the second year that would require Kuminga to waive the de facto no-trade clause he'd receive as a player signing for one guaranteed season with a team that holds his bird rights. That structure would allow Warriors brass to trade the 22-year-old forward at whatever time they deem most convenient and to the destination of their choosing, even if it's not one that Kuminga would prefer to spend the next phase of his career. A new week brings renewed hope, though. Jake Fisher reported last week that Kuminga was strongly considering accepting the $7.9 million qualifying offer that would allow him to hit unrestricted free agency next summer, taking the same tack that fellow RFA Cam Thomas took in Brooklyn and introducing the threat of the Warriors losing him without receiving any players or draft compensation in return, and that we could finally see some movement on the Kuminga front next week. Sure enough, Anthony Slater and Shams Charania of ESPN reported Monday that Dunleavy & Co. have upped their offer to Kuminga, albeit in a context that still allows Golden State to retain as much control as possible over when and where to move the number 7 pick in the 2021 NBA Draft. Kuminga, as you might expect, remains reluctant to assent to any resolution that grants Golden State that kind of control, given his well-publicized frustrations over what he sees as years of inconsistent opportunities and stunted growth under head coach Kerr. Slater and Charania report that Kuminga and his agent, Aaron Turner, have responded to the Dubs' latest pitch with one of their own, but that Dunleavy and owner Joe Lacob still haven't taken their bats off their shoulders. Kuminga has proven capable of putting up numbers averaging 15.8 points on 49.9% shooting and 4.7 rebounds in 25.6 minutes per game over the last 2 seasons. That production has increased when he's gotten the opportunity to start, 17.1 points on 51.4% shooting to go with 5.1 rebounds, 2.7 assists, and 1.4 combined steals and blocks in 28.8 minutes per game over 56 starts. Only a handful of players Kuminga's age have produced like that over the past couple of seasons. Alper Sengun, Jalen Williams, Evan Mobley, Chet Holmgren, and Jalen Johnson. All 5 of those guys have already secured monster bags. All 5, though, have also shown themselves to be high-level defensive players, high-level playmakers, or both. Kuminga, on the other hand, owns a 1.3-to-1 career assist-to-turnover ratio and hasn't developed into the kind of on-ball stopper that you'd hope for from a 6'8", 210-pound uber athlete with a 6'11" wingspan. That's a problem in Golden State, where the ecosystem that Kerr has built around Stephen Curry requires everybody else to move the ball and their bodies, knock down threes off the catch, defend like demons, and generally fit into a defined role. The need to get in where you fit in became even more acute once the Warriors traded for Jimmy Butler, a high-efficiency, low-turnover defensive ace who plays Kuminga's position. Warriors lineups featuring all 3 of Butler, Kuminga, and Draymond Green got outscored by 36 points in 105 minutes last season, according to PBP stats, scoring at a rate that would have ranked dead last in the NBA.